Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to talk about the story that's in the news. Mass and cast tent removal to begin November 1st per Boston ordinance. We can watch this video here.
City's plans to remove tents at Mass and Cass and get help for the people living there. Wednesday, the city council approved an
First of all, and get help. That is always propaganda, but the news falls for it. The news falls for it every time. It's not totally incorrect, but it is propaganda. They say it every time.
ordinance allowing police to remove the tents. Yesterday, inspectional services could begin posting notices to let people know tents and tarps would be banned starting Wednesday. The city is
So Wednesday. Today is Monday, October 30th. And so, in 2 days.
also increasing its outreach programs to help people get the services they need. They also plan to open 30 temporary transitional beds.
Okay, so there it is. They're going to open 30 temporary transitional beds to basically move people out of here. Hey, we got a bed. And then who knows? All they want to do is get them out of here. And so they'll offer them these. But these people know that game. They're not going to go to the beds.
At the Public Health Commission on Mass Ave.
Okay. So first of all, I have been there and I have some video I can show you. The intersection that we are looking at, they call it Mass and Cass, but that's not totally accurate. Okay. So let me just jump out a little bit here and give you. Okay. So this is Boston. All right. This is so Fenway is right here. Harvard is up here. The airport is over here. Okay. Just so, you get it. And then if you don't know where Boston is like, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire. Okay. You don't have to feel bad if you don't know where things are. I don't know where things are. Okay. So anyways, so the area is called Mass and Cass. And the reason is because there are two big roads. So Massachusetts Avenue is this big road right here. And then up here is Melnia Cass, okay? And they kind of come together right there. But this is not exactly where these tents are, okay? I walked it from this area, Northeastern University, which is a very high-end, fancy area, down Massachusetts, okay? And it just got lower and lower income until you get down into this area, this Cass. And this is actually where there's a shelter there, at least one shelter. And you can tell it, you're there because it's right across the street from the City of Boston Fire Department headquarters, okay? That's where it is. And if you go down here, it's actually at Southampton. It's this road right here. And this is, what is this? Atkinson, okay? The tents are right here. So the tents that you were seeing in that video, I don't think I can go back now, but I'll show you, are actually on this Atkinson. Okay, they're on this road right here. And I believe this is a shelter. Okay? But that's how you know where you're there, because of the Boston Fire Department headquarters. All right, so, and you can see, this is now, we're going to my video, and I'm going to back it up here. And this is me walking the street, that Atkinson, okay? So I'm going to, this video, I was trying to keep it on the down low. These are not my friends. I've only been there once, so I'm not an expert. And I I could certainly be their friends. They're wonderful people. They're fine. But I wanted to point some things out. First of all, something that I've never seen in Akron are the toaster carts. They're called toasters from Home Depot. They've stolen these toaster carts, but you can see this guy here has one leg. So you can't say, well, this guy's lying about being disabled. No, this guy has one leg. All right. This is probably a pee bottle here, if I had to guess. This guy has all limbs, but I doubt he is lying that he needs to be in a wheelchair. Some of the things that you can kind of make out here is that there is a variety of races. Okay, so, this guy here is white. There's black people over here. There's another white guy over here. There's a lot of interaction, and that's a very common thing. I don't know what racism is like in Boston, but I know it's prolific in Akron. I'm not really sure. So what I'm doing is I walked to the beginning of the tents. So I walked if you can see in this video here, up here is the Boston Fire headquarters. Okay, so I walked down this way to just kind of get a feel for it, and I walked to the beginning of where there are tents. Okay, this is where the tents started. Okay, and again, look at all the people in wheelchairs. It's just, in fact, that's not common in Akron either. It's just so many people in wheelchairs. It's really pretty shocking. I mean, there's another guy in a wheelchair. I don't know if they're just stolen wheelchairs and they don't need to be in them, or they just got them. I don't know. But this guy's got a cane. There's a lot of disability in this community, a lot of it. So I don't see anything unusual here. That's people. We do have a lot of shopping carts in our area, but we don't have an actual road in Akron. And this is again going away in 2 days. A lot of bicycles. Now they have these blue rental bicycles here in Boston. So I'm assuming somebody stole that bicycle probably. Now let me listen to that sound that we just heard. I'm going to back it up. I think that was a guy just kind of singing or something. Now look at these people here, very thin, and then look at this guy here, and this guy, young, just a very diverse group of people, racially and gender, men and women, and age. Okay, now look at these two tents. And again, the toaster carts. I don't know where they get all these toaster carts. There must have been a Home Depot nearby, although I didn't see a Home Depot. These are two tents that are identical, which is, I think, kind of interesting. Okay, now I want to stop and see if rate. Can I get a little better? I'm walking by this right here. This area right here is a drug center. Okay. I was invited to come and talk to the guy here. You can't see him in this video, but he was a black guy on a nice like scooter, like little motorcycle scooter. I don't know names and stuff, but you can see he's got this tent here, or this he's got a nice umbrella. He's got a canopy, and then he's got plants right here. And then it goes into his tent. He's got another umbrella here. This guy sells drugs. This guy is maybe homeless, but mostly an opportunist. A lot of these people will have disability checks, and he's here for the disability checks. Okay. This guy too is, I think, a similar situation. Okay.
Yeah, I'm scared of that.
And again, just look at the people in wheelchairs, old people too. Okay, so now we're coming up on the corner. So that is the entire area we're talking about here. I'm gonna guess there's 30 tents, maybe. Okay, I don't know if you followed much news about Mass and Cass, but they make it out to be this huge thing. And it's just this one street. Although there are a couple here, more tents around the corner. Okay. Now there's a police officer right here. They kind of watching things, but definitely not watching drug activity. I was repeatedly offered all kinds of drugs. Drugs like that. I'm like, you don't have those kinds of drugs. He's like, oh yeah, man, I do. I'm like, I do not believe you. I mean, but so many people just are offering drugs in this section of town. Okay, so now I'm coming down Southampton. I'm walking past these people here, and there's a couple tents right here. So it kind of just spilled out a little bit down here, and then a lady sees me videotaping and she asked me to stop, and I stopped. Stop recording. Yeah. So she wants me to stop recording, which I do. I typically do. Although I'm on a city street, it's legal, but I have mixed emotions. But that is the situation at Mass and Cass. Now, let me tell you what I think about shutting down this camp. I think they should. I'm not opposed to sweeping camps, okay? And the number one reason is because this camp is run by professional drug dealers, okay? And the reason I know it is because I've gotten stuck in this kind of situation too. It becomes a trap house, and it's usually very strong people. And my experience has been it's typically really aggressive black guys. I know that maybe sounds racist to you, but that has been my observation. Not to say all black men are drug dealers. Most serious drug dealers. That's not true. It's one or two guys typically, but they happen to be black. I just think this is something I see. The white guys, like you just look at the white guys. They just sit around doing drugs. And then the couple black guys are super ambitious. And it's sort of like the Nigerians running the these clubs in Tokyo. It's just a thing. Okay. And if you want to say I'm racist, we can definitely talk about that. But this has been a recurring observation that I have seen, and it's most people at these camps are not drug dealers, black or white or women. Maybe they might be opportunists. They might have a little bit, but they're not running the camp like those guys with the umbrellas, the perfect canopies. They brought plants. They brought plants to make it look nice. This has happened to me, okay? And then their tent isn't even a place where you sleep. You can just go in and sit in there, and it's super nice and chill. It's a store, and they control everything. I guarantee they shake these people down. They make them they're scary. And these are homeless people by and large are very passive, very quiet, keep to themselves kind of people. They're easy marks for these drug dealer guys. And the number one reason I think this needs to be shut down is because these guys need to get out. Now, it would be cool if you could just go to the cops and say, I want those people out of my camp. But it's not, they're never run like that. These are just kind of things that are passively accepted in a community like this. And so nobody is given any kind of authority. A lot of times the homeless people don't want those guys in their camp, but they can't get them out. They got decent drugs, and so they're right in the middle of the camp. And I believe those are the people that are causing the main trouble of this camp. These people are not going to take the housing, the temporary beds. Hell no, they're not going to take them. They're just going to wander off into the street, and they're going to have all their stuff stolen. Okay? If I had authority, if I was able to, with the backing of a city and police, be like, I need these guys out of my camp. And if they would support me, I would throw those two guys out of that camp as fast as possible. And they would be trespassed, okay? They would not be allowed back into my camp, okay? Because they are the ones undermining the whole thing. And I guarantee that's the problem, is there's too much drug activity, too much violence, too much blah, blah, blah. It's one or two guys causing the problem. And so now all these people are going to lose all their stuff in 2 days. And it is November. And it's not like they're going to just pack it up and put it in their car and move someplace else. There's no place for these people to go. Like, they're going to take stuff that they can fit in one or two garbage bags. And they're going to have nowhere else to go. This is madness. This is insanity. This is cruelty. This is ignorance. This is a genocidal attack on a certain class of people. And this, may I say, is one of the good cities. They are actively thinking about their homeless situation, but they don't understand these communities. They don't understand these tent communities, and they don't understand why they're needed. But they are needed. There are a million reasons why a person wouldn't want to go inside in a bed. Number one, anxiety and fear. There are many people that feel more comfortable outside. They feel more calm being in an open air environment. We have to acknowledge that. I work with many people who try to get into a house and can't handle the stress. And I'm talking houses where they can do drugs, they don't have to pay rent, they got no responsibilities, and they leave the house because it's too much stress. Being in the woods is calming, okay? That is the reality of the situation. You have to realize that people are sometimes just more comfortable in the woods or outside. It is more relaxing for some people, okay? This camp is a problem. Shutting it down is not the worst thing ever, but there's all these people here in wheelchairs, disabled and elderly people who are not going to go into the beds, and you're going to leave them on the streets of Boston with nowhere to go, and you took all of their stuff. How do you live with yourself doing that? How do you live with yourself? Do you think you're helping? Because you're just killing these people. It's passive extermination. It's pathetic. pathetic. We live in a pathetic, ignorant time.